Hi everyone, this is Ivan from UnbrickMe. This is the second detailed building review about the classic Technic lineup. Today's set is the 8880 Supercar. This is the pinnacle of Technic design. No other set before or ever since has been this complex or functional. It feels a lot like a modern 18 plus box. No colorful racetrack or anything. You can lift up the flap to reveal the pieces inside the box, and the underside of the flap shows some cool functions of the model. Let's open the box. The set has 1,343 pieces. The price is $130 and was available from 1994. You can still purchase it on Bricklink, check the link below. We find a sorting tray with 9 slots for a bunch of unnumbered bags, the tires, a small sticker sheet, as well as the manual. Sorry to interrupt, this is Ivan from the not too distant future. I actually got pretty far into the building process of the Formula 1 B model. I failed to notice that the single booklet actually contains both the main and the B model. You flip the entire booklet to access the second model. Pretty crazy, right?
I would like to show you some cool pieces. First is the transmission plate with the stick shift. You insert the stick into the plate and it works exactly like a real manual transmission car. This is a far cooler way of changing speeds compared to just using a simple changeover catch. The wheel assembly is pretty cool too. There is no axles here or modern planetary hubs, so it must be assembled this way using the 3 pieces. We also get 8 of the following shock absorbers, 2 on each wheel. The building process starts by assembling the differential and put it in the middle of these Technic bricks. Attach a 24-tooth gear to the differential along with an axle connecting it to a smaller one. Reinforce the chassis with some more Technic bricks, add some 90-degree gears to the tip, and then build up 4 blue modules which will end up holding the wheels. Build the 2 following sections, attach the large one to the front and the small one to the back of the chassis. Now comes the most fun and legendary part: assemble the gearbox. This is the first ever set in which we have gotten driving rings. Simply place it on top of the chassis, then build 2 differential modules and attach them to the car. These 4 gorgeous wheel hubs are so incredibly unique, and I honestly kinda wish they still existed today. Let me know if you prefer the old ones or the new ones in LEGO Technic sets. Next, take 2 gear racks and attach both to the car, one for each set of wheels. That's right, despite it being a supercar, it will have 4-wheel steering. Crazy, right? Simply connect them together using a long axle, reinforce the blue hubs, then add some gears for the functional steering wheel mechanism. Check out this transmission plate. It is essentially a normal changeover catch that you'd find in a modern Technic set, but designed to look like a manual transmission car. Place it on top of the driving rings and check this out. Speeds 1 and 2 are responsible for one driving ring, while speeds 3 and 4 are responsible for the next driving ring. It is a genius concept, yet incredibly simple. I think a transmission plate like this should absolutely exist for modern Technic sets. Now we can see exactly how spinning the axle of the Hand of God knob would activate the steering mechanisms. Start shaping up the front of the car, then add shock absorbers, 2 per wheel, so that gives us a total of 8. The car uses a V8 engine, and these cylinder heads were actually gray rather than yellow, which is pretty cool. Connect it to the back of the car and it is actually driven by a chain. Works absolutely beautifully, and a chain-driven engine on a car is something that I've never seen before. Come to the front of the car, add a few Technic lift arms, then build the front instrument panel and console of the car. Upon connecting everything properly, the steering wheel will work beautifully. Build 3 things: the Hand of God steering knob as well as 2 headlights. Attach each section to its respective knob, and the headlights are actually designed to be popped up like many old classic cars. Next, simply expand the frame on the front, then make a frame in the middle of the car, keep expanding it to the sides, build up the seats using the system bricks and connect them to the car. Then make the rear hood of the car, securely attach it, add the side mirrors, the spoiler, as well as the rear wheels. Before we take a look at the functions, if you would like to meet both myself and Racing Brick at Bowie's Gathering on July 11th, then come to Bowie's Gathering. If you're in Europe, the drive is literally the equivalent of 1 state away, so you have zero excuse to not go. Compete with me in exciting Technic competitions. No pressure though, no pressure. The first function is the Hand of God knob. You spin a small tire rather than a gear. It moves 3 components: the front set of wheels, the rear set of wheels, as well as the actual steering wheel. It's important to note that both sets of wheels turn at different angles. The front ones turn a lot more sharply than the back ones. The front headlights can also pop up by spinning the little control lever on the inside of the cabin. This function never gets old, and I love how you can see all of the exposed gears. makes it feel like a true Technic set. Such a simple connection with the gears, and yet it looks gorgeous. It's got double wishbone fully independent suspension on all 4 wheels. With a 4-bar linkage setup, the wheels stay perpendicular to the ground throughout their travel. The drivetrain itself is absolutely incredible. Each wheel is driven along with a central differential. It is nothing like a modern Technic supercar where only one set of wheels might be driven or all 4 driven, but no central differential. Having 3 open differentials like this ultimately means that in order to get the engine to spin, you must move all 4 of the wheels. If we lift up the rear hood, we can access the gorgeous engine with the fan at the back. It is a V8 engine with a 90-degree angle. This was the first ever Technic set to feature 8 cylinders. The crankshaft is offset by half a stud from the center, meaning each piston has a stroke of 1 stud. The crank has 4 pins at 180-degree angles, unlike most V8s which do it at 90-degree angles. While in real life 0 V8s do have 180-degree angles, the sequence is always 0, 180, 180, 0 instead of the LEGO version which is 0, 180, 0, 180. The engine is attached via chain to a 4-speed gearbox, the crown jewel of this model. It looks identical to an actual real-life manual transmission. I have attached a powered-up large motor to one of the wheels. This is the first speed, second, third, and fourth. Ultimately, when looking at the diagram of how the gearbox is assembled, it can look a lot simpler than modern 8-speed sequential transmissions. However, for the time, it was absolutely revolutionary. And this set was the first one ever to use driving rings which sat on a ridged axle joiner. After we look at the entire travel path from the engine all the way to the final differential, we get the following ratios. Please note that gears 3 and 4 are overdrive. Ultimately, that means that the gear ratio is higher than that of direct drive, which is typically the top gear. This would not be good for a real car, and would make the set quite difficult to motorize. However, as a manual model that you drive around, it is a perfectly fine gearbox and works beautifully. So what are the pros as well as the cons of the car? For the pros, we've got those unique wheel hubs, the suspension which uses 2 shock absorbers per wheel, the pop-up headlights, the unique manual transmission plate and stick, 4-wheel steering, the 4-speed gearbox, the engine, and so much more. Literally every aspect of this car is designed with such love and care that it makes your brain absolutely melt. I'm gonna say it right now, this is the single greatest LEGO Technic supercar ever made. Even better than the Koenigsegg, even better than the Lamborghini or Bugatti Chiron, even bigger and better than any other supercar ever made. As for the cons, there is literally zero. I'm telling you, this car is absolutely perfect and a truly genius design. If you would like to see more classic sets like this, like the AirTech Chloreg or the Space Shuttle, then click on one of the videos right over here. This is your Unbrick Me here, and I'll see you in the next one.